I have another question. This one's about facial feminization, which both of us had. So I'm really excited to read it to you. Um, it says, I'm now day 5 post op from rhinoplasty, septoplasty, brow, forehead reduction, and hairline advancement. For those that have had FFS, was this something you'd wish you'd known about? Was there something you wish you'd known about beforehand that would have possibly made your recovery easier? For me, I wish I had known just how scary it was to have my eyes swollen completely shut. Not being able to open my eyes no matter what kept me on the edge of panic for the first couple of days. I wish I had been mentally prepared for that. Also, having more soft, ready to eat foods. I didn't know how much the incision above my ears would make it harder to chew food and open my mouth all day. Applesauce, yogurt, pouches, and chicken with rice were such lifesavers. Anyone else?
One of the best things that I did with my FFS, and this is how they do it at MGH, is that they'll do it in stages. So I don't think I could have had everything done at once. Like, you are truly brave, and I commend you so much. Like, the girls that do that, like, damn, you are a warrior. So we did it in sections. So I got hairline advancement, brow bone shave, orbital bone shave. That was the first round. And if I had to get like my chin shaved and like my Adam's apple shaved and my jaw shaved like all at the same time, like, man, that would have been brutal. I didn't have the problem with my eyes swelling shut though. So I don't know like what I got done differently, but I would say if your doctor offers it, to do it in stages. I think that's a lot better. Obviously, everyone's circumstance is going to be different and you may not be able to do that. Like, it's tough to take off work to do multiple surgeries. Like, I did a surgery, I was averaging every 6 weeks for the past year. So, like, that's a lot of time commitment, a lot of rides to the hospital.
Yeah.
So, like, I get it if you can't, but it has helped me with healing a lot faster, and just getting back to daily life. So that would be my number one recommendation. But like, I got mine in Boston, you got
Okay.
yours in cartel territory.
Mexico. Yeah, specifically Guadalajara. And yeah, a couple of things on that. I'm glad I got it done all in one fair swoop. I think that for a lot of people who have anxiety, it's a good thing not to know too much. I think it can scare you out of doing it. I walked in like, I'm ready to go, let's go. And there were some things that I was like, oh, okay, so this is like harder than I thought. But for the most part, you know, it is what it is. I knew I was going to be down for 2 weeks. I knew I would have trouble eating for a week and a half. That sucked. I knew that I would like saunter over to places. I couldn't talk for days, but I'm one of those people that I introvert very hard. I'm a total couch potato, so I'll sit there and watch TV all day. You take your opiates, you watch, you go to sleep. I didn't have the worst possible time. It wasn't pleasant by any means, but I think there is such thing as knowing too much. I think the eye swelling shut is kind of a rare problem. I've actually never heard of that happening before you asked that question, but I think the doctors did a pretty good job of explaining what happens when you do it. You're down for 2 weeks, you can't eat for a few days, you might get some infections, your face is swollen, and it takes months for you to get back. I think the thing people told me this and it still fucked me up. So the biggest thing that I struggled with was actually mental. When I saw my nose for the first time, I almost started crying because it was bigger than it was before, and it completely changed how my face looked to me, and it didn't look like in a good way at first. I wrote my doctor a letter, being pissed as fuck at him, only to go back and love my nose a few months later. So surgery depression is very real, And when you first get out of surgery, it's common for you to be shocked at the results because you're so bloated. The bruising did not bother me, but my nose being that big, I was just like shocked. And Danny talked about this in another podcast, or last one, where she talked about how high her boobs were after she got the boobs done, but then they dropped and they looked natural within a year. So I think a lot of surgery is like that. You have to experience that surgery depression. So the more you can prepare yourself for that, the better. I was told, and I still was crazy about it. So maybe make sure you have therapist appointments while you were like for you right after you're done recovering or whatever.
Can't stress this enough. Number one recommendation, go to therapy.
Yeah, always.
Um, dude, when I had things done in stages, I got my Adam's apple shaved in one surgery, went home the same day. I got home, I was literally eating steak like
Oh,
that night.
god
So
damn.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I loved doing it in stages. It was so easy to recover. And I can definitely see, like, if you're getting multiple things done all at the same time, like throughout different sections of your face, like it's going to be very swollen.
Yeah.
Very, very. So that shock is like very real. Like my jaw was so swollen when I got it done. Um, but yeah, I don't, I don't know. We have different opinions on that, but I think it's much more traditional for people to get things done all at once. I'm definitely like in the minority there.
Yeah. I mean, and for me, I want some revisions done and stuff like that. So I'm glad I get to do those in pieces, but I wouldn't want to go through that process again. I'm good on that. So
I had anxiety around the first one, but after that, like things got really easy. Like, all right, just another one.